Ostapenko. I think she can take the ball very early, and she can rush Stosur. And I think if she can create opportunities where she can rush Stosur, especially on the run to the forehand side, I think she's going to be in good form. And I think for Stosur, I think she needs to use her kick serve quite a bit and mix it up, because Ostapenko is going to be looking to take her serve early because it has one of the best kick serves on the tour. She's going to be looking to take it early, so I think she needs to start out wide to the backhand, and then once Ostapenko gets used to that, mix up their serve quite a bit so Stosur can try and set up that forehand of hers.
As we take a look at Zhuan Wan, the chair umpire, also known as Jenny, who will be handling her duties and does so very well and competently. Good to see you today, Jen. You made allusion to earlier that perhaps the pressure would be more on the shoulders of Ostapenko. She has a lot more to lose,
I think so,
quote unquote,
yeah,
on this match, because of the fact that all she has to do is produce a victory here, and she's assured herself a spot in Singapore, whereas Samantha Stosur is trying to salvage the season.
Yeah, I think definitely Ostapenko is going to be feeling a little bit of pressure. And I also think physically as well. She's played so many matches, especially recently. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects her. And but yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to be in the back of Ostapenko's mind. I mean, that's one of the biggest goals for a lot of these players, is trying to make those Singapore finals. So that's going to be really important for her.
So 1-1 between the two in the head-to-head, but Stosur with so much more experience. That title run in Strasbourg was title number 9 for her. Of course, a U.S. Open champion, as well as runner-up at Roland Garros, with Ostapenko just really having this breakout season, even with the success in Paris as well as in Seoul. Still a lot of new, uncharted territory. And I wonder, now that Stosur's starting to feel a little bit more like herself again, if she'll be able to dictate, use her massive kick serve, maybe even bring that out on the first serve to try to cause Ostapenko, not statuesque by any stretch, some problems out there.
Yeah, I mean, she does that anyway. She does a good job of mixing it up and using, because she knows how effective that kick serve is, and it gets really up on her opponent's shoulders, and it creates opportunities for her where she can step in and look to run around and hit that forehand. But I think Ostapenko's going to have to look to... Stosur's very good when she has time on the forehand, but if Ostapenko can rush Stosur on the forehand, that's where Ostapenko, I think, can be really effective. But Stosur's, you're definitely going to see a lot of kick serves, I think, in this match.
First time to see Ostapenko here in Beijing, as she received a bye in the opening round. Her history here, not very kind. Only her second appearance, and last year she was one and done. Putintseva got her in the third set, 7-5. She comes back now on the heels of what wasn't a particularly strong finish to Wuhan. She was able to get through to the semis, but had some problems against Ashley Barty and ultimately upended, but has reached the final at 4 events this year. Or final 4, excuse me, semifinalists at 6 events this year, which has been part of the reason for her boost in the rankings. Meanwhile, for Samantha Stosur to get through to this round to face Ostapenko, took on Siniakova, beat the Bastad champion, who was ripe for the picking, wasn't she? She's lost now 6 of her last 8, allowing Sam access to Ostapenko today. They're warm and ready. The Lotus Court is set for second round action. Ostapenko, certainly her demeanor seems a little better than it was at the conclusion of Wuhan. We'll see how she performs today, with her spot to clinch in Singapore on the line against Sam Stosur. I'll show you what I can do, says Jelena Ostapenko. She's back to her positive mindset. She looked a little shaky at the end of Wuhan, shut out in her final set, and really not a lot to be happy about when leaving there. But now she arrives in Beijing feeling a little better, and a win away from qualifying for Singapore. Standing in her way, Samantha Stosur, who won the toss, said, I'm going to bring out the big serve first. They're underway at the Lotus Court. Second round in Beijing. 15-all on the double fall from Samantha Stosur, who was really starting to enjoy her tennis, or excuse me, sorry, love 30, as Stosur has put herself in a bit of a hole early. Yeah, she was really starting to have fun, and things were beginning to really coalesce as far as the skill that she knows she's capable of employing and the level of play. 2017 hadn't been fun until Dwan, Brengel, Suarez-Navarro, Pung, Gavrilova, Kukova, Flipkins, Maddox-Sands. 8 in a row. Good control from Ostapenko early as she maneuvers to the early break point within a minute of the start of the match. But Jill, and those names mentioned, the first 5, that was the title run in Strasbourg. And on clay, we know Stosur's prowess, very good. Then got through Kukova, Flipkins, Maddox-Sands. Somewhere along the way, though, stress fracture in her right hand.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a lot of those matches stringing together where she just, it kind of built up, and unfortunately for her, because she was starting to gain that confidence and starting to get on a good run. So it's an unfortunate break there for Stosur. Actually
took the opening set 6-2 against Ostapenko in the 4th round at Roland Garros. And along the baseline, Stosur stops play, then realizes, yeah, it caught some of the lines. So there's the break. 4 points on the board for Ostapenko. More importantly, she has the game. So that's when the hand started to hurt. She had to step aside from the game for a while, better part of 3.5 months, and now she's trying to find her way back. We'll talk more about how the 4-match losing streak has affected Sam emotionally and what she's been able to do to try to get in the right direction. Meanwhile, across the net, Jelena Ostapenko, I mean, talk about a quality season, is now she's trying to find her way to 40 wins on the year and join the upper echelon, not only in ranking, but with actual match wins. And she has played a slew of deciding sets, 26 this year, more than anybody else. And more often than not, she comes out on the winning end. That's how she's been able to post those 39 victories. I mean, that is a surprising amount of work for the youngster. She has been able to post in those 3-set matches a 19-7 record.
That's incredible. I mean, that just shows you how mentally strong she is. I mean, to have to try and gut it out almost every single time in so many matches. I mean, she's so good under pressure, and she's able to refocus after losing one of the sets to push it to a 3rd.
Well, basically, if she is able to get to 40 wins today and is victorious in a 3rd set against Stosur, half of her victories will have come in 3 sets. But that's a ways down the road, isn't it? Let's take a look at the Roland Garros champion, who's born in Riga, Latvia, 20 years of age, stands 5 feet 10 inches tall.
Good depth on that slice from Stosur. She's going to have to get a lot of depth on her ground strokes because Ostapenko is going to make her pay. Any short ball that Ostapenko's is definitely going to be inside that baseline and pressuring Stosur off the ground. Oh, this is one area of Ostapenko's game where I feel like she can be a little bit vulnerable, is on the second serve. If she doesn't get the first serve in, second serve, she really struggles, can throw in a few double faults here and there. That's one area where she can get a little bit tight. I think she saw Stosur move there, got a little bit distracted. Almost looked like she changed her mind in which direction she wanted to hit that backhand.
We'll see if that second serve is as vulnerable as Krabus says, as facing break point early. And she's able to draw the forehand return long. As Stosur tried to jump on it, just couldn't get over, put any topspin on it, and to deuce.
Well, you're going to see Stosur try and run around that quite a bit to try and get that forehand. And already she did the last 2 points on that ad side and just mistimed it. But you can see that I think she's going to start to find the rhythm on that. That's too good. That's well played. Good patience on the slice from Ostapenko and then going behind Stosur on the last forehand.
And there's Stosur once again trying to employ that move, run around, absolutely annihilate the forehand, but again missing long, and Ostapenko's able to salvage a hold. Yeah, I think you're right. It's a matter of time, but that's really what all of this is for Samantha Stosur, isn't it? You can encapsulate what these last couple of weeks and return. You know, victory in the opening round against Siniakova. That's a nice win, but Siniakova hasn't been playing particularly great tennis. Right. But it's really steps, step by step. When you've been away for a while and you've lost the rhythm, it takes time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the right play. I mean, Ostapenko just happened to get a little bit, that second serve a little bit shorter in the court and a better angle. And she had to, because now she's expecting Stosur to run around and try and get that forehand. But it's the right play to do for Stosur.
Yeah, missed the entire grass court season. For many, that's a feeling that Stosur probably wasn't that broken up about not playing on grass anyway. That's not exactly
not her favorite
where
surface.
she thrives, and historically, but still to have missed out, no Wimbledon, and that snapped a 37 consecutive majors streak. It's just for a personal note for her, kind of made her, maybe it felt like a setback. She'd been involved in so many Grand Slam events for so long since the 2008 Australian Open. Remember when she contracted Lyme disease and had to fight that? But basically missed the better part of 3 months trying to rehabilitate the hand. And the return was not kind early. Bounced in the opening rounds of Tokyo, Guangzhou, and Wuhan. But was competitive.
Well, the good news is she's strong. I mean, you know, physically she's strong. So to recover from that, I think she would recover more quickly than maybe some of the other players. I think, and mentally too, she doesn't let setbacks bother her.
Right.
She's really good at bouncing back. And like you said, it might take a while to get the rhythm of the matches and that, but so far. I think mentally she's pretty good at getting herself back on track quickly.
Yeah, it was very encouraging in one respect because I think you're right. And also with just the experience that she's been around for a while and knows the ups and downs. She was able to deal with the disappointment of being away for so long. And against the opposition that she faced,